Antoinette Noctivin. Tonight, we journey back in time to the sun-drenched shores of ancient Italy, to a hidden Roman villa nestled by the whispering Mediterranean Sea. As the stars begin to pepper the velvet sky, we find ourselves at the threshold of a forgotten library, where the scent of aged papyrus and the gentle murmur of the waves invite us into a world of profound tranquility. There's no rush here, no urgency, only the soft rhythm of history unfolding, a lullaby woven from the echoes of a bygone era. Close your eyes, let the ancient peace wash over you, and drift into the deepest, most restorative sleep. Your journey into the heart of stillness begins now. Part 1. The approach to the villa. The air hung heavy and warm, carrying the faint, briny scent of the Mediterranean Sea, mingled with the sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine. It was a night of profound calm, a stark contrast to the bustling, vibrant life of the nearby Roman town. The path leading to the villa was narrow, winding gently through groves of ancient olive trees, their silver-green leaves shimmering faintly under the nascent moonlight. Each step was cushioned by soft, dry earth, a gentle whisper against the silence of the evening. The only sounds were the distant, rhythmic sigh of the waves breaking softly on the shore, and the occasional chirping of cicadas, a natural symphony that deepened the sense of peace. The villa itself was a masterpiece of Roman architecture, a sprawling complex of white marble and sun-baked terracotta, nestled elegantly into the hillside. Its presence was subtle, almost hidden, as if it wished to remain a secret, a sanctuary from the world. As you drew closer, the moonlight began to illuminate its grand facade, revealing intricate carvings on the pediments and the graceful curve of its arches. The air around it felt cooler, imbued with the ancient wisdom of its stone, a silent guardian against the passage of time. A tall, imposing gate, crafted from dark, aged cypress wood, marked the entrance. It was not locked, merely resting on its hinges, a silent invitation. You pushed it open gently, and it swung inward with a soft, almost imperceptible creak, revealing a glimpse of the inner courtyard. The sound was swallowed by the vastness of the night, leaving only the soft rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze that had just begun to stir. The scent of jasmine grew stronger here, mingling with the earthy aroma of damp soil and the faint, metallic tang of ancient bronze. Stepping through the gate, you found yourself in a spacious peristyle courtyard, open to the sky. Central fountain, adorned with a weathered statue of a nymph, gurgled softly, its water falling into a shallow basin with a soothing, continuous melody. The sound was a gentle counterpoint to the distant waves, a liquid whisper that invited tranquility. Around the courtyard, tall, slender marble columns supported a shaded portico, their surfaces cool and smooth to the touch. The moonlight, now brighter, cast long, elegant shadows across the mosaic floor, creating a mesmerizing dance of light and dark. The mosaic underfoot was a work of art, depicting scenes of marine life, playful dolphins, graceful fish, and intricate seashells, all rendered in vibrant, faded tesserae. Each tiny stone was a testament to the skill of the artisans who had laid them centuries ago, a silent story etched into the very ground. You walked slowly, allowing your gaze to drift over the patterns, feeling the smooth, cool surface beneath your sandals. The air here was still, heavy with the scent of blooming oleander and the faint, sweet perfume of the fountain's water. This was a place of profound beauty, a testament to a civilization that understood the art of living in harmony with nature. As you continued your gentle exploration of the courtyard, your eyes were drawn to a series of arched doorways leading into the various chambers of the villa. Each doorway was framed by intricately carved marble, hinting at the treasures within. The silence here was not empty, but rich, filled with the echoes of ancient voices, the rustle of togas, and the soft laughter of children. It was a silence that spoke of history, of lives lived and stories told, a comforting presence that enveloped you in its embrace. One particular archway, slightly larger and more ornate than the others, seemed to beckon you. It led into a darker, cooler passage, away from the moonlight of the courtyard. A faint, almost imperceptible scent of old parchment and cedar wood emanated from within, a promise of knowledge and quiet contemplation. This was the way to the library, the heart of the villa, a sanctuary for the mind and soul. The air grew heavier here, imbued with the wisdom of countless scrolls, a silent invitation to delve deeper into the mysteries of the past. Part 2. The grand scriptorium. The passage opened into a vast, high-ceilinged chamber, the air within it cool and still, carrying the distinct, comforting aroma of aged papyrus and cedar. This was the villa's scriptorium, a grand library designed not just for storage, but for the quiet, dedicated pursuit of knowledge. The walls were lined from floor to ceiling with tall, slender wooden shelves, each one meticulously crafted from dark, polished cedar, glowing softly in the dim light. These shelves were filled with countless papyrus scrolls, neatly rolled and tied with thin leather thongs, their ends often adorned with small, inscribed tags indicating their contents. Moonlight, diffused and gentle, filtered in through a series of high, arched windows, casting long, ethereal shafts of silver light across the polished marble floor. Dust motes, tiny specks of ancient history, danced lazily in these beams, creating a dreamlike atmosphere. The air was so still that even the slightest movement seemed to create a ripple in the profound quiet. This was a place where time itself seemed to slow, where the hurried pace of the outside world had no dominion. In the center of the scriptorium stood several large, sturdy wooden tables, their surfaces smooth and worn from centuries of use. Around these tables were comfortable, high-backed chairs, carved with simple, elegant designs. These were the workstations where scribes and scholars would have spent countless hours, meticulously copying texts, translating ancient wisdom, and poring over philosophical treatises. You could almost feel the presence of their quiet dedication, their unwavering focus on the pursuit of knowledge. One table, in particular, caught your eye. It was positioned directly beneath one of the moonlit windows, bathed in a soft, silvery glow. On its surface lay a few scattered papyrus fragments, a small bronze stylus, and a wax tablet, its surface smooth and ready for inscription. A single, unlit oil lamp stood beside them, its wick patiently awaiting the touch of flame. The scene was one of quiet anticipation, as if the scribe had just stepped away for a moment, promising to return to their work. You approached the table, your footsteps barely audible on the marble floor. The papyrus fragments felt delicate and brittle under your fingertips, their edges softened by the passage of centuries. You could discern faint, faded Latin script on their surfaces, a whisper from the past. The bronze stylus felt cool and smooth in your hand, its pointed tip a silent testament to the countless words it had helped to form. The wax tablet, a simple rectangle of dark wood coated in a thin layer of beeswax, held the faint impressions of previous writings, a palimpsest of forgotten thoughts. Turning your gaze to the shelves, you noticed the sheer volume of knowledge contained within this room. Each scroll represented weeks, months, or even years of painstaking labor, a testament to the Roman reverence for learning. The titles, when legible, spoke of philosophy, history, poetry, and science, the accumulated wisdom of a vast empire. The scent of papyrus was intoxicating, a dry, earthy aroma that spoke of ancient forests and the patient hands that had transformed reeds into vessels of thought. As you slowly walked between the towering shelves, your fingers occasionally brushing against the cool, smooth surface of a scroll, you felt a profound sense of connection to the past. This was not just a collection of books. It was a living archive, a silent conversation across millennia. The quiet hum of the night, punctuated only by the distant gurgle of the fountain in the courtyard, deepened the meditative atmosphere. Here, in the heart of this ancient library, the world outside seemed to fade away, replaced by the timeless embrace of knowledge and tranquility. Part 3. The midnight librarian's desk-your exploration led you to a secluded corner of the scriptorium, tucked away behind a particularly tall section of shelves dedicated to ancient histories. Here, a larger, more elaborate desk stood, clearly the domain of the head librarian. It was crafted from a darker, richer wood, perhaps ebony, and adorned with subtle, intricate carvings of laurel The surface was meticulously organized, a testament to the librarian's dedication to order and precision. On this desk, a single, unlit bronze oil lamp stood sentinel, its wick perfectly trimmed. Beside it, a stack of freshly prepared papyrus sheets, still pristine and unrolled, awaited their destiny. A collection of various styluses, some made of bronze, others of bone, lay neatly arranged in a small, carved wooden tray. There was also a small, ornate abacus, its beads crafted from polished obsidian, ready for calculations. The scene spoke of a meticulous mind, a scholar deeply immersed in their craft. Your gaze drifted to a particular scroll resting on a wooden stand, its leather ties loosened, as if it had just been consulted. Its title, inscribed in elegant red ink, read De somno et insomniis, on sleep and dreams. It was a treatise by a forgotten philosopher, a deep dive into the mysteries of the human mind at rest. The very title seemed to hum with a quiet energy, a silent invitation to explore the depths of slumber. You gently touched the scroll, feeling the smooth, cool texture of the ancient papyrus. It was a tangible link to the past, a whisper from a mind that had pondered the same mysteries of sleep centuries ago. The air around the desk felt charged with a quiet reverence, a sense of profound wisdom that permeated the very fabric of the room. This was not just a place of books. It was a sanctuary of thought, a haven for the contemplative mind. As you stood there, a soft, almost imperceptible breeze drifted through one of the high, arched windows, carrying with it the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine from the courtyard. It mingled with the dry, earthy aroma of the papyrus, creating a unique perfume that was both invigorating and deeply calming. The moonlight, now a brilliant silver, streamed through the window, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air, each one a tiny, sparkling particle of ancient history. The silence of the scriptorium was profound, broken only by the distant, rhythmic gurgle of the fountain in the courtyard and the almost inaudible rustle of your own breath. It was a silence that was not empty, but full of unspoken stories, unread wisdom, and the quiet presence of countless minds that had once sought solace and knowledge within these very walls. This was a place where the hurried pace of the world outside simply ceased to exist, replaced by a timeless tranquility. Your gaze fell upon a small, intricately carved wooden box on the corner of the desk. It was made of dark, polished olive wood, its surface smooth and cool to the touch. You gently lifted the lid, revealing a collection of small, polished stones, each one unique in its color and texture. These were not ordinary stones. They were worry stones, smoothed by countless hands, each one holding the silent echoes of anxieties soothed and thoughts calmed. You picked one up, feeling its cool, smooth weight in your palm, a tangible reminder of the universal human need for peace. placing the stone back, you noticed a small, rolled-up map tucked beneath a stack of papyrus. It was old, its edges frayed, and the ink had faded to a pale sepia. It depicted not a geographical location, but a conceptual landscape, a map of the mind, perhaps, or a guide to the labyrinthine paths of dreams. Its intricate lines and symbols hinted at hidden meanings, inviting a gentle, unhurried contemplation. This was a map not to be followed with hurried steps, but to be explored with the quiet curiosity of a dreaming mind. Part 4. The whispering courtyard. Leaving the profound quiet of the scriptorium, you stepped back into the peristyle courtyard, now bathed in the full, ethereal glow of the midnight moon. The air here was cooler, fresher, carrying the invigorating scent of oleander and the damp earth from the surrounding garden beds. The fountain's gentle gurgle seemed louder now, a constant, soothing melody that filled the space with its liquid music. Each drop of water, catching the moonlight, sparkled like a tiny diamond, creating a mesmerizing dance of light. The marble columns, so stark and white in the daylight, now possessed a soft, pearlescent sheen, their surfaces cool and smooth to the touch. The mosaic floor, with its depictions of marine life, seemed to come alive under the moonlight, the dolphins appearing to swim, the fish to dart, and the seashells to shimmer with an inner light. Your footsteps, barely audible, echoed softly in the vastness of the courtyard, a gentle reminder of your solitary presence in this ancient sanctuary. You found a comfortable marble bench nestled beneath a fragrant oleander bush, its white blossoms glowing softly in the moonlight. You sat down, feeling the cool, smooth stone beneath you, a grounding presence. The scent of the oleander was intoxicating, a sweet, heady perfume that mingled with the briny tang of the distant sea, creating a unique aroma that was both relaxing and subtly invigorating. The night sky above was a vast, inky canvas, peppered with countless stars, each one a tiny, distant beacon of light. The silence of the courtyard was profound, broken only by the fountain's gentle gurgle and the distant, rhythmic sigh of the Mediterranean waves. It was a silence that invited contemplation, a space where thoughts could drift and settle, unhurried and unburdened. You closed your eyes for a moment, allowing the sounds and scents of the ancient villa to wash over you, feeling a deep sense of peace settle within your very being. This was a place where the soul could truly rest, where the mind could find its quiet center. Opening your eyes, you noticed the subtle play of shadows cast by the moonlight. The columns created long, elegant stripes across the mosaic floor, shifting almost imperceptibly with the slow arc of the moon. The leaves of the oleander bush rustled softly in a gentle breeze, creating a whispering sound that was like a secret shared between the ancient stones and the night air. Every detail, every subtle movement contributed to the profound tranquility of the scene. Your gaze drifted to the open archways leading out of the courtyard, each one a frame for a different view of the moonlit villa. One led to a small, private garden where the dark silhouettes of cypress trees stood sentinel against the starry sky. Another opened onto a narrow path leading down to the sea, where the rhythmic crash of the waves was a constant, soothing presence. Each view was an invitation to explore, yet there was no urgency, only a gentle curiosity. The air grew slightly cooler as the night deepened, a refreshing caress against your skin. You pulled your toga a little tighter around you, feeling the soft, cool linen against your skin. The sounds of the night seemed to grow more distinct now, the distant hoot of an owl, the faint rustle of a nocturnal creature in the garden, the continuous, rhythmic whisper of the waves. Each sound was a gentle reminder of the living world around you, yet each one contributed to the profound sense of peace. Part 5. The Mediterranean lullaby compelled by the distant call of the sea. You slowly rose from the marble bench and made your way towards the archway that led to the path descending to the shore. The path was narrow, paved with smooth, worn stones, and lined with fragrant rosemary bushes, their aromatic leaves brushing gently against your legs as you passed. The scent of rosemary, sharp and invigorating, mingled with the briny tang of the sea, creating a powerful, natural perfume. As you descended, the sound of the waves grew louder, transforming from a distant whisper to a rhythmic, powerful lullaby. It was a sound that spoke of eternity, of the ceaseless ebb and flow of life, a constant, unwavering presence that had witnessed countless sunrises and sunsets. The air here was cooler, damper, carrying the invigorating spray of the sea, a refreshing caress against your skin. The path opened onto a small, secluded cove, its sandy beach glowing softly under the moonlight. The waves, now a brilliant silver, rolled gently onto the shore, their foamy crests dissolving into a soft hiss as they retreated. The sound was mesmerizing, a continuous, rhythmic breath that invited the mind to let go, to surrender to its ancient cadence. You found a smooth, water-worn rock and sat down, allowing the cool sand to sift through your fingers. Your gaze drifted across the vast expanse of the Mediterranean Sea, stretching out to the horizon, a shimmering canvas of silver and black. The moon, now high in the sky, cast a brilliant path of light across the water, a shimmering road to infinity. Countless stars, like scattered diamonds, glittered in the inky blackness above, each one a tiny, distant beacon of light. The sheer vastness of the sky and sea was humbling, yet deeply comforting, a reminder of the infinite beauty of the natural world. The rhythmic sound of the waves became the sole focus of your awareness. Each crash and retreat was a gentle stroke, painting a picture of calm in your mind, guiding you deeper into relaxation. It was a sound that spoke of release, of letting go, of allowing the worries and tensions of the day to be carried away by the ceaseless current. You felt your body begin to relax, your muscles softening, your breath deepening, synchronizing with the ancient rhythm of the sea. The air was filled with the subtle scents of the sea salt, seaweed, and the faint, sweet aroma of distant wildflowers carried on the breeze. These natural perfumes mingled with the cool, damp air, creating an atmosphere that was both invigorating and deeply soothing. You closed your eyes, allowing the sounds and scents of the Mediterranean to wash over you, feeling a profound sense of peace settle within your very being. This was a place where the soul could truly find its rest, where the mind could drift into a state of effortless tranquility. As the hours drifted by, marked only by the slow arc of the moon across the sky, the rhythmic lullaby of the waves deepened its hold. You felt yourself becoming one with the sea, your breath rising and falling with its ancient cadence, your thoughts dissolving into the vast, shimmering expanse. The cool, smooth rock beneath you, the soft sand beneath your feet, the gentle caress of the sea breeze, all contributed to a profound sense of grounding and peace. Part 6. The whispers of the past as the night deepened, and the moon began its slow descent towards the western horizon. A subtle shift occurred in the atmosphere of the Roman villa. The air grew cooler, carrying with it not just the scent of the sea and jasmine, but a faint, almost imperceptible aroma of ancient dust and forgotten stories. It was as if the very stones of the villa were,